Ford gave us a Mustang Dark Horse in the UK in the winter. Grip is at a minimum today, I'd say. Oh, that's quite easy. And I'll just click OK. Oh, and it was off.
No, they were off.
Oh, that's now what I thought.
So you might have seen that Ford gave us a Raptor, but at the same time, we also got a 5-litre Ford Mustang Dark Horse, and it is the middle of winter and it's very, very snowy.
It's very snowy, and I've been loving life. I'm the happiest, jolliest man on earth because this car does slides like no one's business. So what is this? This is the latest generation of Mustang, an S650, the second generation to come to the UK in right-hand drive form. We have our own Mustangs now. They're not only imported by Dave, the dodgy, weird English-American man who likes having flags all around his house.
And we're not giving us V6s either, we've got V8s,
yeah,
proper ones.
Not only that, the Dark Horse. We'll explain the difference between a normal and a Dark Horse in a minute, but all you need to know, headline stats, 5-litre V8, Tremec 6-speed manual, Torsen limited slip differential. It is really as good as it sounds.
And that's a brand new car. Just for a moment, stop and go, what other brand new car is there that has a 5-litre, naturally aspirated V8, is manual and is rear-wheel drive?
You can't. There isn't really any. If you're in America, you will know that your S650 Mustang, your 5-litre, comes with, I think it's around about 450 horsepower or a little bit more. However, the Dark Horse has 500 horsepower. It's got a load of different things with the engine. It's got dual throttle bodies that look quite cool. We don't get that.
We don't get that. I was quite surprised, because when you get a press car, they give you a little spec sheet. And I'd like to think that we normally know most things about cars before you get it. But I had a look at the spec sheet and it said about 450 horsepower in this Dark Horse. I thought they got that wrong.
Ford, actually, you got that wrong.
Also, we've had the Mustang, 11 years almost we've had the Mustang in the UK. I'm pretty sure the GT we got back then, 5-litre GT, which is, the base engine is similar, but obviously there's lots of other differences. They had about 420 horsepower. So I thought, oh, 30 horsepower in the Dark Horse, but it's because
emissions.
We're pansies.
Yeah, unfortunately, just like the Raptor, we get nerfed. Our Dark Horse only makes 450, which I believe is the same as our UK 5-litre.
Pretty much.
However, there are still some differences that make the Dark Horse worth your while. So first things first, you get the big old Brembos, which are supposedly really cool. On here are 2-piece discs.
Oh, they? Wow.
Supposedly, that's what it says on the thing. I don't know about, they are.
Yes, they are,
you can see the bells in there. The standard 5-litre you can have with a manual, but it is, I think, a Getrag manual, whereas this one comes with a Tremec 6-speed manual. Now, if you know Mustangs, you know old muscle cars, Tremec is a big word to have. And then finally, the normal Mustang comes usually with a clutch type differential. It has a clutch pack inside, they can slip over time and they can wear out, whereas this has a Torsen diff. It's a torque sensing mechanical differential. It usually means that you can do slides.
It feels like a drift car. When you're doing tight maneuvers, you can feel that inside wheel chopping away. The car is saying, God damn it, do a skid. Why are you U-turning here? Do a goddamn donut. That's all this car wants to do. It just wants to go sideways.
Also, you get the graphics. I'm really not a fan of this. And also, the Dark Horse badge, I'll be honest, it does look a little bit Teemu.
It's cheap.
It's not great.
I think the whole GT and Shelby, that stuff's all really cool.
Really cool.
And they went Dark Horse, and it's like, ow.
Yeah.
You could have done better than that.
I would get rid of these if it was me, but there are some other very cool things that you get inside. We'll have a look. We've just had to go and return the Mustang, so we're very sad, but there is something to lift your spirits if you spend way too much time on your phone like we do. It's called Tester Up, and it basically pays you to test apps and games.
And that's it. You literally download apps, play them, answer a few questions, and that's it. No cost and no catch.
So let me show you. You simply download the app, pick an app to test, do some simple tasks like playing a game or giving feedback, and get paid. I tried one earlier. It took me about 10 minutes and it just worked.
Once you reach the minimum withdrawal limit, the money will hit your account in 24 hours, and some of them can pay you out up to 80 quid. Not bad for just messing around on your phone.
The best part is it's completely free. The app is dead easy to use, and there are over 10 million users with an average Trustpilot score of over 4.2. So it's not just us that likes it.
There's always new stuff on there as well, so you can just jump on there whenever you've got 5 minutes spare.
So if you fancy earning a little bit of money instead of doom scrolling, click the link in our description to download Tester Up, and you get £5 when you sign up too.
Now, if you're watching on a TV or a PC, make sure that you scan the QR code on the screen right now. But if you're on your phone, you can use the link in our description or the pinned comment. So make sure that you use our link so they know that we sent you.
It's totally free, you've got nothing to lose, so you might as well get paid for being on your phone for once.
Right, now let's get back to driving that Mustang.
Now, that is an incredible OEM shift knob. That is just, and now it's quite cold outside, so I don't like it right now.
It's actually metal.
It's really good. It is I feel like I'm shifting the classic cliche, it's a bolt action rifle. We're not looking here. This isn't the place to be looking. We should be looking here, because this car has an electronic handbrake, like basically every modern car, but it looks like that, and that is for a very good reason. It's not just for gimmicks or for it to look old school. That's because this handbrake can be used like a hydraulic handbrake in a drift car. If we go into the menu, we'll go into the Mustang mode, into the track apps, drift brake. Now, when we turn drift brake on, it was track use only. We only use on the track. When you're driving along at any speed, you can pull the electronic handbrake and it will activate like an old school Corsa B's handbrake and give you a proper slide.
This baffled me. I drove this home first when we first picked it up. I drove it here. Obviously, I hadn't used the handbrake. I parked it up and I went to rip the handbrake. I thought, oh, cool, modern car with like an old school handbrake. I ripped it. There's no ratchet or anything. So I thought, it's broken, or maybe it's a down one, but it is an electric handbrake.
Yeah, which is really cool. And then the other thing, if we go back into our track apps here, you'll see something there it's grayed out right now, but that says line lock.
Yeah, line lock and launch control as well. This is...
Launch control, kind of more common thing, and then rev matching. Even though it's a manual, you can have the car do the rev matching for you. I'm not a fan of it, but I know that some people don't like doing rev matching, but it's better for the car to do it, so they'll have the auto rev matching on. But the line lock is really quite cool. When you initiate that, it disengages the rear brakes, so that now, when you go to do a burnout, you can just hold the brake pedal and do an infinite burnout because those rear brakes are not engaging and they're letting the rear wheel spin. This car's built for hoons. It's built to be allowed.
This is a hooligan car. Every single feature on this car is designed, everything's illegal.
Yeah.
Everything it says to you, it says, you can't do this on the road.
Don't do this on the road.
But you also could, because it's a road car.
It's watching you drive down the M25 and going, like, don't, but you could.
You could pull the handbrake right now.
Something about a V8. It isn't a refined German, sounding V8. It's still, and this is a very stock car with our strict English emissions that get the power down, it's still...
It does sound pretty good.
It sounds pretty good. Oh, sorry, I'm on all of the quiet modes. A little pop and bang on that as well.
That sounds good. But what's annoying, I listened to some videos of this in the US. The standard cars in the US sound insane.
They sound great.
That still sounds good. But if you were to buy this, just a couple of mods, get that 500 horsepower back.
Just a little Sawzall. Borrow your Raptor mate Sawzall that he uses to cut out people's catalytic converters and just chop the back box off and away you go. The one thing I really, genuinely really love on this is if we go back into the Mustang mode again, we go into the cluster theme. So you have the standard. If we go on the normal. So now we have the standard Mustang gauges. It's obviously a digital display, which might age, but I actually think it's pretty nice looking. It's pretty innocuous. We have up here the standard gauges. Now, obviously you can go to sport gauges, you can go to racetrack gauges, but the bit that I really like is they've put in some classic Mustang gauges. We've got original 67 like fastback ones. They're cool. Fox body ones, very retro looking 80s, but one of my favorite cars of all time, the Mustang SVT Cobra, you can have those dials. And I saw when I picked the car up off Will had the car up first for the first few weeks, and I had it for the later ones. Will had already set it to the SVT Cobra ones, and I've just carried on using it because I love these gauges.
And at night, they light up blue, like as if they're sort of backlit.
They're so cool.
Again, I know that lots of these are sort of simulations of things we would have had 10, 15, 20 years ago, but that's cool.
But you can change through it. So
yeah.
Ben might like a Fox body gauge more than he likes an SVT. If you have analog gauges, you can't change that, or you can with a lot of issue. Whereas this, you can go in and change it. One other thing I want to mention, and it seems to be a recurring thing with American cars, is the amount of information you get. You just have all of it. If I go through here, we've got the gauge summary. So we've got our air-fuel ratio. Remember, this is an NA car running a stock manufacturer's map. You don't really need the air fuel, but it still gives it to you. We've got the vacuum, we've got voltage, and then if we go up one, I've got all my temperatures. Cylinder head temperature for the coolant, engine oil, axle oil temperature, oil pressure, and inlet air temp. No need for that. No one in the UK is taking this to the drag strip and needs it, but it's cool.
It's like they said, look, you can't modify it because it's in warranty and whatever, but like if you were to,
if you did,
it's all there.
Yeah.
It's sort of all there. You can go from that.
The one other thing with the Dark Horse, this is an option, it's quite an expensive option, is these Recaro seats, and they are really nice. Like, they're really good.
These are a really, really nice seat. You do lose heated seats by having these, which is a bit it's not the end of the world. You can just do skids instead. There is absolutely zero room in the back.
No.
Like, no, if you are a regular-sized human, like anything above 5'1", there will be no room in the back
Oh,
for
jump in the
anyone.
back, mate.
That's good, isn't it?
Shall we look at the engine?
Let's have a look. I want to see a V8.
Please, pop the hood. Here we have the Coyote V8. Now, this engine has actually been around since the early 2000s now. Since the S197, we've had the Coyote V8. This is generation 4. Lots of things have moved on. I think it's both got port and direct injection. It's got all sorts of weird little trick stuff that make the American one make 500 horsepower. I'd be really interested to know how easy it is to get to that 500 number with some mapping, with some intakes, with some exhaust and that sort of stuff. Because we still have, this is a Dark Horse only thing, dual throttle bodies. Really cool. Like, that's a really cool feature. Something about just a big old V8.
As far as I'm aware, it's only I think it's only exhaust, because I think everything in there is all roughly the same. Because I think in the Dark Horse it's cams, inlet, and a couple of other bits just to get that power up. But then I think it's strangled by tune. So I assume a tune would get a decent amount of that power back, and then it'll be emission sort of cat related stuff. I think also the suspension's different.
The suspension is different.
We don't get the proper like performance pack or whatever it's called, suspension setup, the handling pack that you get in the US. We get a specifically tuned sort of European UK spec suspension setup, so it's not bad.
No,
but it does feel a little bit like they went, yeah, you can have the Dark Horse.
You know what?
But
it feels like retribution for when BMW gave America the E36 M3 and went, it's an M3, and it was actually a 328. I feel like they're doing that to us now. They're going, it's Dark Horse, enjoy it.
But it is still a 5-litre, 450 horsepower rear-wheel drive car, and it is snowing.
Shall we go out?
I think we do have to go for a drive.
Let's go for a drive.
Okay. A sign of things to come. Okay.
The first thing I noticed when I drove this car, A, was that I was sideways.
Yes.
I wasn't aware of that. But secondly, was the pumped-in noise.
Yeah.
It's really not great.
Because you get some exhaust noise. Oh my goodness gracious.
It's quite slippery today.
It is very slippery. It really is slippery. But I think there is some pumped-in noise.
It has to be.
It just feels a little bit synthetic.
Yeah, it feels a little bit Gran Turismo, and that's not a compliment. The biggest issue that I have with the pumped-in noise is that it's right when you're wanting to have the most fun. But like here, I don't want pumped-in noise because the engine's good enough anyway. There, it's just too much. The one thing I will say that I feel like I've noticed, and this might be the most geeky thing in the world, is that right when you're on the slowdown, it sounds like the Challenger from Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah, it does.
Even at 450, it's a quick car.
Oh, 100%. It's really quite quick.
And we were just talking earlier about the other cars that you can buy in this price range, because this car is not cheap. As tested, this is a £75,000 car, which is a lot of money for, without trying to sound classist, it's a Ford.
Yeah.
You'd struggle to look at that balance sheet saying minus £75,000 for Ford, and not wince a little bit.
And also us, and I think many of you will be looking at that number thinking, and it's difficult to compare because they're not new cars, but you look at that and go, well, I'd buy a 10-year-old this or a 5-year-old that. You'd buy an M3 that's 2 years old, or you'd buy 10 M3s that are 10 years old. It's a lot of money, but it does sort of sit in its own kind of class. There isn't really anything else. Again, there's nothing that's NA the V8. There's nothing that's like this. An M car or an AMG, they're all considerably more expensive. But it's a weird little niche that it sits in.
It feels like it's too much money, but when you work out what the other new car options are, which we've worked out is BMW M2 and Porsche Cayman, well, when they were new, a kind of mid-tiery Porsche Cayman. Now, with those comparisons, this starts to be quite special. A 5-litre manual, and this manual is something special. It reminds me of the TVR. That
It's aftermarket short shifter style, but in a factory car. I did find it a little bit. It's almost like it's trying too hard to be. I'm a gearbox, son. You are gonna really get that bicep going. But it's better than most gearboxes out there. Well, mainly because it is a manual and you can't get it in most cars. But it's not a rubbery feeling fake manual.
The only other kind of comparable car I felt recently is the Supra manual. Yeah. And that manual gearbox is not great at all. No. In comparison, this is.
You can get an M2 with a manual.
Yeah.
That won't feel the same. That will not feel the same. It'll be a manual, but it won't have that 70s feeling.
No,
that you have with that.
it's so.
Yeah.
It's hard not to use cliches with this car, but it feels raw. It feels angry.
We're not journalists, so we're looking at this slightly different to what other people might be looking at it. But I keep looking at it thinking a little bit lower.
Oh yeah.
Spacers, all some different wheels.
This grip is at a minimum today, I'd say.
A little bit more intake noise, a little bit more exhaust noise, and it would be so good. I'm fairly sure there is a supercharger kit you can get for this. That takes us up to something like 800 horsepower.
Yeah, there's a Ford Performance supercharger kit, which again, you know what? Mad props to Ford for going, we are a manufacturer, we just sell cars. What if we sold a supercharger to make our to make our Halo car go to 800 horsepower? That's big street cred points.
That's what I really like about both this car and the Raptor. Now, Ford get a lot of stick, and from us as well, because a lot of the other cars are like the Focus is dead, the Fiesta is dead. There's none of those fun cars are still existing anymore, sorts of electric stuff. But as long as you still keep doing bits like this, the Raptor, making a silly Mustang that you can slap a supercharger to, drift modes, drift handbrakes, line lock, hey, no one else is doing that stuff.
No. The other thing I will say is that today is especially slippery. Currently I'm looking at the screen readout at -2, but even in the dry, this is still as much of a lout as you want it to be. It will hook up and you can really enjoy B road. You do feel that it's heavy. It's not a light car by any means, but it still feels pretty happy. But then the moment you want to, after all, you do have a clutch pedal, and a clutch pedal implies the existence of the clutch kick.
Yeah.
And when you do that, it just becomes a lout again. It's very dual split personality, this car. This car might have the longest 6th gear I've experienced in my life. I'm gonna go from 3rd to 4th, we've dropped to 4,000. To 5th, we've dropped to just under 3. To 6th, I'm at 1,600 RPM. It is absolutely ridiculous, and I can only assume it's the only way that they can manage to get the MPG figures that they need to pass whatever emissions things it is, because it is wild. If you're just driving around, you can't really hear it right now, but when you're around town or you're just chilling on the motorway, every time you go from 4th to 5th to 6th, it goes it's absolutely ridiculous. Well, we'll do it again. Right, 4th, 5th. It just turns off. The engine just goes away.
Now, there'll be a lot of you watching this going, it's an American car. I don't care about that. It's going to be naff. Everything in Europe is so way better. The Mustang's come on a long way.
Yeah.
Hence why it actually costs quite a lot of money in this country as well. We haven't got leaf spring at the back and a single cam V8. It is a proper engine, a proper gearbox, and proper suspension. It isn't left in the past anymore. Yes, a G80 M3 or whatever the new M3, a new M5, whatever, they're going to be faster, better, nicer inside, but they're also way more expensive. This sits in a class of its own, in this country anyway. In the US, this has competitors that you could buy because that's what they do, but we don't really have that here.
The other thing to be said is all of those German competitors have switched to the devil's aspiration.
Yeah.
I love a turbo, probably more than the next person, but there is something to be said about an NAV8. Yeah. It's humble somehow. It just feels crisp and nice, and every time you're going. There's no lag, there's no nothing, and obviously German cars nowadays, they've managed to minimise the amount of lag that you ever get, but there's still this kind of disconnected feeling, whereas this feels like you're there, you're right there, which also means you can get it wrong quite easily. A Mustang, they have a reputation for a good reason.
Yep, car being car.
But once you get used to it and you learn its ways, it is incredibly rewarding to drive. And I'm no journalist, I don't know my arse from my elbow when it comes to driving a car, but I can tell you it's very cool. It's very cool and very special.
I was worried about how I feel about this car because my last experience with a Mustang was in the US in a rental Mustang, which I know I shouldn't be using that as a base, but it was my only point of reference. And it was a convertible EcoBoost Mustang that was automatic, and I took it back after about an hour because I hated it, and I thought, why can't it be that much better? But it is that much. It's a completely different car. Because the EcoBoost one cannot do that.
No, we said it before when we drove the Corvette and the Hellcat. The Americans, we make fun of American cars a lot of the time. They're made out of plastic and cheese, But when it comes to making a silly car, something that you get in without a smile on your face and you're a bit worried about, and you think that it's all going to be seal leather and horrible, you get out on the other side with a massive grin on your face, and they've still got it. Jumping through all of the emissions hoops, and even though this is detuned, it still does put a smile on your face.
And it's right-hand drive, so you can actually use it in the UK. It's not awkward to use. It hasn't been imported, and you don't know where it's been. This is, I'm just really, really impressed with this car.
Genuinely.
I think it's a difficult sell to a lot of buyers. My one worry with this car is that I haven't seen another one.
No.
I saw one in a Ford dealer in the car park, as in like a customer car. But other than that, I haven't seen another one. I don't know what sales figures are, but I'm just not seeing dark horses or GTs around that often.
But if they sell in America, if the left-hand drive market keeps it alive, that's good enough for us.
It is snowy,
yeah,
and there's not much grip anyway, so we might as well see what line lock does.
Of course, because we won't be harming anything. We'll go to a private road up the road.
If anything, we're going to like churn up a bit of snow and it'll get more grippy.
More grip. I haven't done it. I've just been doing normal burnouts.
Just doing normal ones?
Yeah.
Well, line lock, it is a bit annoying. You have to be in all the right settings and stuff. So it should tell you.
Hold OK.
Hold OK to initialise the line lock. Now
firmly apply the brake and hold. Engage.
Now press OK to engage.
Okay.
Yeah, no good.
Oh, I'm not even touching the brake.
Yeah, it holds the brake for you.
Oh, that's quite easy. And I'll just click OK. Oh, and it was off.
No, they were off.
Oh, that's now what I thought. Now that's amazing, because I thought it just disengaged the brake and you still hold the brake.
No, it holds the brake for you.
It does the brake for you.
Yeah. It says, look, you're going to have to do the clutch and the accelerator.
That's
so
amazing.
We'll do the brakes.
So it literally goes, look, let's make this as easy as possible for you to do a burnout. That is actually amazing. I originally just thought it just helped you by disengaging the brakes.
You feel the pedal depress.
Yeah, it holds it.
And then it holds it and goes, we got that, sir.
I'll take it from here, boss.
You go ahead, do the burnout.
But there we have it. Mustang in the UK, not the most appropriate, but a lot of fun. And thank you very much to Ford for trusting us. I'm not sure why you did, with both this and the Raptor. Hopefully you'll let us have something again. Click here if you want to see where we drove the Raptor a few weeks ago. We'll see you soon.